Okay. Good morning. This is Simon with TRADENPERFORM Coaching. It is Wednesday, the 31st of March. Important disclaimer and reminder for all traders and investors: the webinar is for educational purposes only and not a recommendation to buy or sell any particular financial instrument. Equities, futures, options, and currency trading have large potential rewards, but also large potential risks. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the futures and options markets. Do not trade with money you can't afford to lose. Past performance not indicative of future results, etc., etc. Okay. So, first of all, I posted a picture on the Slack channel of yesterday's PA. I don't want to be a master of any of that crap, right? Like when it just grinds like this, right? I just have nothing to prove on that. There's nothing that will help me. It won't make it better. It's just a grinding. There was an anomaly right here, and we grinded through this anomaly all day long. Yes, I know there could have been profitable trades in there, but screw this noise. What do you want to be master of that, or where it just rotates up and down beautifully, right? So it was doable, and mostly what you'll see is when you took out on a balanced day, right? Usually when you take out highs, you get a counter rotation back in. The challenge is, how do you know you're in a balanced day until after you're in a balanced day, right? So what happens is we get used to picking off these edges, then we get run over when it goes vertical. I'd rather be in the vertical trades and get stretches to key locations to make trades and not be caught up in this whole idea of trying to be perfect every single day and in every type of price action. It just doesn't work for me, and I'm totally all right with that. I want to say that again. It doesn't work for me, and I'm totally all right with that. The best thing I could have done yesterday is just walk away. That being said, there were setups that worked yesterday, and I want to go through them really quick so that everyone sees. So I need to make a clarification for everyone. I'm going to use the overnight ES to clarify. I was talking with this with Leandro, and I realized Leandro wasn't clear. So when Leandro wasn't clear, I realized everyone wasn't clear. So I'm going to use this example right here. Okay. So this is the low last night. So forget location for a second. Forget VWAP, all that other stuff. Matter of fact, let's take off noise. Get rid of it. Okay. So, don't know why that's still up there, but we'll get rid of it too. Oh, because it's being pulled over from the other chart. Got it. No problem. So the levels are actually on the chart itself. So pay no attention to the lines, right? So as you're watching as we come down, right? So I'm looking for a long potentially coming into London Open or continuation short. Doesn't matter, right? So I'm going to go to the high. I'm going to go from the high in Asia back to the low and see if there's any triggers. And I'm going to use a 175 to do this, right? So this 3-bar combo, oops, that's not quite right. Although it's probably the same thing. Yeah. So this 3-bar combo, 1, 2, 3, and it's a push to the high, right? Obviously from one swing to the next, right? So this is a valid 3-bar combo here, right? You get underneath the point of control. Now, last week when there was a ton of momentum, you could take this trade, enter right here, and it did exactly what it did last night, which is you were good to go and you got a beautiful roll to the downside, right? As you, I mean, it was pretty straightforward. The only thing we've added now is to look for this right here, meaning this red triangle down or the arrows down after you're underneath the point of control of what you're using as a 3-bar combo, right? Assuming that the fractal, you're assuming the fractal is a 3-bar combo in this particular example, right? As we come down, that would mean for right now that this would be your trigger back to the upside, right? We come down, we get another 3-bar combo right here for continuation lower. And if you look, The point of control is right here. I'm going to put an arrow on it. Point of control is right here. So your trigger bar and your triangle down all occur on that bar. So first of all, why is that important? If you entered here originally and you have a target down lower, right, you can double the position up on this bar and your stop on the whole trade goes here. That gives you, so we're not in a market that's stretching, but in a market that stretches, it'll give you a push to the downside. Furthermore, this is your push down into the low. So you don't want to be short if it gets above this, right? Next, I want to remind everyone that if you're using the bar, that triggers with the point of control above. Okay, so I've given you the example of last week where we were just using this bar right here for entry. If you do the same thing over here and you use, so this bar, the point of control didn't get above, so this bar did. So if you use that, that's an immediate stop. Notice that the triangle up occurred, the point of control was underneath the 3-bar combo. Now, within this 3-bar combo here, this was not verified, nor was it a push to the low, right? So what you have to do to make this your 3-bar combo that you're going to work off of is you have to get a price close below here. And you'll see we just didn't do it. So this never gets verified in any way. But this bar does. See how you get this 3-bar combo? 1, 1, 2, 3. We push down. This bar closes underneath, hence verifying that 3-bar combo, right? Right here. Verifies the 3-bar combo. Okay. This is the point of control. Now remember, we have two ways of taking it now. And you're going to have to decide how you want to do it. I'm probably, what I'm probably going to do is go small, like 1/3 here and then full size here, right? So in this case, unlike over here where if you took this trade, you took a stop, right? So you have to decide. Remember, you're picking your poison, basically, right? So if this is your entry, and then you push, right? So I want to go through that again. If this is your entry, and then you stop, and if this is entry, and then you push. So both ideas and both methodologies work. By waiting for the triangle here overnight at 5 a.m., right, your stop is generally should be right behind, maybe 2 ticks behind this bar, right? And you obviously get your 1-to-1 lift, and that's where we're at, I think, right now on this chart, right? So if you look at the win rate from overnight, if you waited for the triangle down or the arrow down underneath the point of control of the 3-bar combo that's either to a high or to a low or verified, right, you did just fine. If you took the aggressive entry, you took one stop, and then you had several trades that were pretty damn positive, right? Now I'm going to show you, using yesterday as an example, I'm going to show you that consolidation upstairs because this gets hard, right? Where you start getting pushes and stops. So this is your 3-bar combo. This is your last 3-bar combo to a high. See that right here? So this is where I'm looking right now. This is your 3-bar combo. This is the point of control. So if you didn't wait for the triangle yesterday at 9:58 a.m., you just took that entry, you were stopped. Because this would have been your entry, and there's pretty much no way you worked it out, right? And you'll notice that you never got underneath it again, nor did you get a triangle or an arrow down. As you push up into the high, so now this is the new high. This is your kingmaker right here, right? Again, in this case, you got neither the point of control. So even if you get the triangle, you've got to have the point of control underneath. There's nothing to do here, right? So now finally, you get this push into this high, right? And it verifies basically both of these, but really this one right here, right? So I want to show you something. This triggers. Now, you've got a challenge here, right? You did not get a arrow down or a triangle down but yet it fell away, right? And what each one of you have to go through and do is go, where am I comfortable taking this trade? Now, see how this triangle came underneath? This is the first triangle underneath all of this came all the way over here. Now it paid you just fine. You got the immediate, pretty much the effect of having the immediate flush to the downside, right? You entered here at 43 and it flushed you down to 38 immediately. Now, when I look at this, I go, the perfect scenario would be that I get the triangle somewhere closer to the trigger, right? So you're going to have to decide whether you want to do that, trade, right? Now, I want to show you a case of where a bar gets verified for a proper setup versus not getting set up for a proper setup. Where it gets verified later is what I'm trying to explain. So hold on one second. I think it was off this bottom down here. This got verified. This got verified. I had the example yesterday and I can't find it. Hold on, maybe it was later in the day. Nothing. So there's got to be a case. Let me try an NQ real quick, see if I can find it here. I'll try to use the 6 range to do it with. This was into a high. Okay, so here's an example right here, although it's not at a high or a low. But, man, there's no fractal there. Hold on, I'll find it. It's usually going to come right on an edge. This is an example of what I'm talking about. Okay, see how you got this fractal? So what I'm looking at is this fractal combo right here. Okay, see how that never gets verified with the price above, right? So you get a fractal, but it doesn't ever get price above, right? Once this bar prints right here, yes, this is the last fractal before the swing got broken, right? But this also verified this fractal, and it's a higher point of control if you draw it out, and it's the preferable bar to use. Okay, so in this case, the point of control was here, and now you're looking for a triangle down underneath. Of course, eventually it ended up coming over here, right? So see how this got verified? So see how this didn't push to a high, but it got verified? You switch. And then realize when you get this PA that's choppy like this, you get the PA that's choppy like this. So see now how this is your down triangle, your stop is 1 bar behind, you would enter here. It was still choppy, but at least it pushed into positive P&L. And then again, you're going to notice right okay, in this scenario, okay, so see how this didn't get verified nor did it push to a high? It's this 3 bar combo right here. So I want to show you why that triangle's worth taking. It actually ends up being a 4-bar combo here. So the point of control is right here. Okay, this triangle down is not your trigger. This one is right here. And see in this case how it wants, so it's NQ, so you got to give it a little bit more room. But see how once you got the triangle to print underneath the point of control of the last verified, however we verify it, whether it's a push to the high or it's a verified by 1 bar above or down, as the case may be, once you get this combo and you get this triangle down, that's where the opportunity opens up for the longer stretch to the downside. Does that make sense what I'm trying to explain? Does everyone, am I being coherent or am I leaving people confused? All I'm doing is getting more comfortable with using this triangle down, and I'm explaining that if you get a 3-bar combo, like see how this, so look at it like this. So see this 3-bar combo that did not push to a high? As soon as this got a, even though there's another fractals over here, as soon as this got posted up to a new high, that actually became the preferred. If you could have gotten a triangle below that or an arrow below that with a point of control underneath, that became the preferred point of entry for that trade. So if you're using this method, you have to be careful to make sure that you get the down triangle. But getting this verified to the left, even though it's not the last fractal, it's the highest 3-bar combo that gets verified, even if it's not the last. So it's a little bit confusing how I've shifted that off to the left. That's why I'm taking my time to make sure I understand it. Okay, cool. So let's go fix ES. And now you have some choices. So remember, it took me, I'm pretty good at changing, right? I change on the fly when I see new adjustments. That took me 48 hours of working through in my head after I spoke to Bill about it to kind of get it straight in my head, right? So just keep in mind, it might take you some time to go from concept to acceptance, right? So just keep that in mind. Hold on one second here. Let me check something real quick. So let's slide this over here. And then let's go and fix the ES profile. So there's really nothing bearish about this chart right now. I don't see why we can't take out the highs. I mean, particularly when you consider we survived a fund meltdown, a big one, right? So, yeah. Inside day, so this still is what matters, right? So I just changed it to dashes. We haven't had that in a while. There it is, high, low. So this is still a questionable area. So we're going to end up with 2 points of controls here. And the reason for that is we're on an inside day. That's still the target to the upside would have been this. And we haven't traded outside of that day. So I don't want to make it a yellow zone yet. So they're both valid areas. So what I'll do is turn that to so to limit confusion. We'll make this solid. but just blue. Let's see if there's anything else on the chart. I mean, this is still our key first location for me. And these highs don't mean as much as the highs from the 29th. Last day of the month, last day of the quarter, I expect weird shit to happen. So again, I'll follow process, pretty straightforward, but same rules yesterday. Not going to draw down significantly, or even anything that would take me more than a single trade or two to get me out of the hole. Not on these days, not when we're still trading inside this range. Just I'm very, very allergic to that at this point. And generally, because the truth of the matter is every time we get to these points where it's either OPEX, futures rollover, end of quarter, whatever it is, usually if you wait, my experience has been in coaching, if you wait the 2 or 3 days and just kind of take it easy, it tends to clear up for us pretty quickly afterwards. And we're not, we're just on to new highs, which is what I'd like to focus upon. So anyways, I think it all works. I will just be cognizant of the mud, kind of the muddy trades, and I'm going to work on getting that integrating the old process, 3-bar combos and the triangles with the buyer traps and seller traps, right? And once we get that smooth, that should provide dividends, because what that's going to let us do is trade both markets really well, right? So anyway, let me print this. 5-minute bar charts. And let's see what the overnight looks like really quick. And that's what we've done overnight. You can see we just chopped inside the point of control, and we're slowly making it to Monday's point of control there at 39.60. I know it's moving, and then notice the total grind that we've been in over here, right? I'd like to see it wake up and actually rotate. So and finally into the point of control. And CL. Here, let me reset these for US session. I guess it doesn't matter on this one. And queue up into a single prints where you would expect rejection most of the time anyways. Your break from that would come with a triangle down below 12, 9, 60, 75. If you're interested in doing that type of thing. And if you get this triangle up, you'd use a 2-bar stop behind it. Again, remember, it's early, right? And I'm just not interested. But it's there. I'll let you know when and if that NQ triggers, and you can just see on CL, it's just a mess. Look at that. It's just grinding. Inside and inside days, 3 days of balance. It's going to move one way or the other. But you got to kind of either be able to predict which way it's going to move or wait for the move to occur and then take it in the direction of the move. But that's become a mess. So this was your last fractal into the low on that. So that's the close above, right? And what you're looking for is the again, I think the triangle above is what releases it to the upside. I'll hunt it. Again, low on aggression there, and you may want to use the smaller range bar while it's in tighter mode. Again, it's right here. You're still looking for the triangle up. In this particular scenario, it's coming off right here. So that's what that chart looks like, and we'll see if it sets up. And actually, you'll notice, now that I look closer, oh, there it is. So see how this triangle didn't get the point of control above? It's actually this one right here. This is your entry. Sorry, that's your entry with a stop 1 bar behind. That's your trigger and your stop right there. And then remember, you're pushing into value area low on that, and that's the point of control. So that would be the target. And the stop would be right there at 60.18. So if you want to take that, right, that's triggered. You have a tight stop for continuation on that if you want it. So I'm going to try 60.26 against 15. Small. Oops, I just screwed that up. And why is this making so much noise? And paid. Oh, that's pretty cool. Here, I need a win. I'll just take in that. Flat. Market, 34 cents. I need to make this one bigger, this triangle bigger, because I know it's hard to see. I'll go in and do that later today. Again, that's your 3-bar combo to the high, and we need a triangle down below that. Again, last day of the month. Keep that in mind. So on NQ here, I'm just giving examples. There's your 3-bar combo. There's your triangle up. Stop goes right here. There's your push. All right. FNQ up 115, ES up 16. Remember, President Biden gives a speech, I think, after market today, that covers the infrastructure bill that he wants to pass. So a logical target now is this 38.71. That's pretty much open drive higher, by the way. So drawing a 50-60. So see how that's driving straight up? We haven't had that in a while, but breaking the 62 retrace off of whatever the swing high ends up being will be significant. That's an old point of control there that it's running into. And we can stop this recording.